What is up, guys? It's Cube Cards, and welcome back to another episode of King of the Old Republic. We're gonna continue our little exploration, then we're gonna go get some banthas to feed to this gigantic fucking monster that murdered us all last time. Yeah. Alright. Just get a little one of the banthas. Bantha perks up as you approach, obviously attracted to the smell of the fodder you were carrying. The whole herd falls in step. I don't think this is from the tribe that I was with, so I'ma murderize them.
I'm ready. I bet.
Damn.
Sure. You cannot stand it. Yes?
Why did it suck all of them?
The force fights with me. Let's make this quick.
Damn it. Okay. I was hoping for that jump. I guess we'll just do whatever we need to. Now we just take them back. Good job. Come talk to me. Quickly, be ready. The banthas are in position. Will soon stir our restless prey. I hope the mines do their job quickly. Don't worry, I'm ready. Wait, there's a rumbling sound. Oh boy, he's a big one. I don't think that's what a crate dragon looks like in the slightest. But not in the sand. Nice. It is done, and the great beast is dead. To my shame, I denied him a final fight, but I will honor his memory to make amends. I thank you for your aid, human. You've earned a share of the victory, such as it is. Thanks. We did what had to be done. Regrettably so, I just hope you remember there were higher reasons for this. Don't let the spoils be your only reason to hunt. Wealth fades. The sands remain. Thank you for your help here today, human. I shall see you again, I am sure. Yes, I'm sure you will. Oh, good lord. Excuse me. Guess he was breaking down his body. I thought the Rancor was something else. That big bastard was worse than the Tyranitar. Just going in there was literally instant death. Jedi Master. Oh. Jedi Master Robe. Damn. Violet Crystal. Crystal Opala. Jude Twi'lek Corpse. Tattered equipment pack. Oh.
How can I help?
Do you want to talk? You know anything about this
Tatooine
place?
is a dry planet that has not been inhabited long and has little law. This town of Anchorhead may be its only settlement. Beyond that, there is little else I can tell you.
Curious about something?
I can try.
Oh, whoops. Never mind.
How can I help?
You want to
About
talk?
my mother. Do you think I
Look
should?
on to her? You might want to consider it.
That would just lead to another argument. How I always despised talking to her. I'll think about it. I should try and remember my training. I should be able to let go of this, but I can't. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's keep going.
Not a normal person using a holocron
can I help?
anyways. I thought it was force powered. This
Beyond-
place, blah, blah, blah. Are you curious
Am
about
I so
something?
transparent? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised considering our bond. Yes, there is something I would like to ask if you're permitted.
Go ahead.
In our time together, I've been watching you. You are a true servant of the light. You follow the tenets of the Jedi Order despite the lure of the dark side. And with so little training, for me it has always been a constant battle. Don't you find it difficult at all? You make it seem so easy. Or is that only an illusion?
I just do what I think is right.
And that's enough for you. If only it were as easy for me. If only the right path was always clear. I've always struggled for control over my passions. I've always been too quick to anger, too quick to get involved. My instructors constantly berated me for it. I've often dreamed that I might be able to confront Darth Malak myself. I dream I can use all this power I have to kill him and stop all the death and destruction. I just think about all the evil that the
It's a
Sith
slippery
caused,
slope.
and I get so furious. Yet we are told that these feelings are the path to the dark side.
Yeah, they kind of are. You saying you don't believe in the corruption of the dark side? Just kind of with it. Sounds like you have your own demons to face.
I don't know. Would the power I use to kill Darth Malak be too tempting to keep using? Would I become the kind of evil I want to destroy? The very thought that I could become as evil as Malak, I just can't fathom it. It just doesn't seem possible. I mean, how could I... No. Wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even be asking you this. The Jedi teachings are clear. Who am I to question them? Even worse, who am I to try and make you question them?
Anyone who doesn't question what they're taught is just a fucking sheep.
These are dangerous thoughts.
What?
The indulgence of a vain mind. Please, forget I ever mentioned this. Let's just return to our mission. How can I help? Beyond...
Oops, my bad.
Statement. I believe there can be little doubt that we have found the star map you were seeking. I am surprised it is still working after all this time.
I do not think it is mere chance that we have found the star map here, in the lair of a crate dragon. The star map is an artifact of the dark side. Great dragon may have been drawn here by its dark power, only to be enslaved by it. Come, we should leave this place. There's nothing else for us here.
Yeah, looks like there's no computer waiting to kill me this time. We're to test if I'm really Revan. Blah 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 blah. Well, he isn't testing to see if I'm Revan. He's testing me to see if I'm worthy. Which apparently I was. So, you know, that's a nice change of pace. Now, I believe... getting a few things here. Star map from Tatooine. Okay. Holocron. Yep, Crate Dragon Pearl. Oh, I got a lot of new shit. Even more Sand People clothing. Nah, I just need to go talk to the Sand People again. Maybe they'll talk to me without taking my Crate Dragon Pearl. I guess we'll see. I have decided that if I want to use the Crate Dragon Pearl for anything, then it shall be lore purposes. This is not the right area. It's not the right area either. Looks like I decided to go the wrong way by accident. Curse me and my left-leaning ways. It's grateful you are at least less inclined to smash your head upon a pocky grub seed. Your head open like a pocky grub seed.
What do you... Translation.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, just in case. Yeah, now we're gonna make a new save.
Query. What do you wish to ask of him, Master?
I want information on Sand People culture.
Protocol. This will be a very sensitive topic, Master. You will want to be careful with your questions or risk offending him. Not
Oh,
that
excuse me. Where did that? Tell me the history of your clan.
Translation. You have been told that to be considered worthy of hearing the histories, you need to bring him a dragon pearl from a Crate Dragon. Translation. He says the discussion is closed until you fulfill this condition. He thinks you are just making fun of his traditions.
Here's a dragon pearl.
Translation. Translation. He is stupefied, Master. He never thought you could return with such an item. Such a thing has not been done in many years. Translation. He will allow you to meet the storyteller, but also gives a warning. If you dare to repeat the histories incorrectly, you will be killed. Translation. The storyteller will be summoned to one of the rooms here in the Enclave. He seems to think this is a great honor for you, Master.
I'll tell him farewell for now.
Translation. Translation. We are free to leave.
No, I did give over my Crate Dragon Pearl. It's unfortunate, but it's oh well. People know I killed it, and even if they didn't, who gives a damn, you know? Oh, it was right outside the Chief's fucking... Okay. Compared to the warriors you've encountered, the Sand People storyteller is relatively calm in his movements and speech, but he still regards you coldly.
Translation. He identifies himself as the storyteller, Master. He has been told of your warrior skills and will speak the history to you.
He will speak it, they don't write it down.
Translation. Translation. Theirs is an oral history, Master, an active part of their lives. It is only permitted to relay the tales face to face. Translation. A book or datapad can be taken away, cheapening the value of what it contains. To commit it to paper or storage is to remove it from the people.
Try and make sure that it stays the same. Histories are often accurate. That seems disrespectful. What topics can I choose from?
Translation. Translation. You may choose to hear the history, or you may choose not to. Their history is a single entity that cannot be partitioned. Translation. The only exception is in continuing the tales once they have begun. If you leave, when you return, he will continue from where he left off.
Fuck it, I'll say it.
Translation. Translation. He says that you dare not question the accuracy of his information. The stories are learned perfectly by each successive storyteller. Translation. In fact, they aren't allowed to speak the stories aloud unless they are exact. Any error is considered a blasphemy, punishable by death. Criticism. It seems inefficient to me, Master. A score of apprentice storytellers would be slaughtered each generation. What if the elder died before completing the teachings?
That's a good question. Ask him that.
Translation. Translation. Apprentices are trained from birth. Very few speak the words in error. Storytellers are most often lost in battle between tribes. Translation. Any tribe that loses its storyteller is obviously unworthy of existing. They lose their connection to history and destroy themselves with infighting soon after.
Oof. Begin the history.
Translation. Translation. It begins with the ancient
You
times.
keep facing away from
They
me.
were not sand people, for there was no sand. The land was green with life, and they walked without wrappings. Translation. Though the land was beautiful, they lived apart from the land. They built their walls high and saw beyond the horizon. They dared to reach the stars. Translation. There are no words for how long ago this was. It was before the outsiders, before the abduction, before the cities fell, before the builders.
Ask questions about what I've heard.
Cautionary. I should warn you, Master, that any questioning of their interpretation may be seen as trying to change the meaning of what was said. Clarification. They may consider this to be speaking the words in error, a blasphemy they would attempt to kill you for.
I want to ask something about the ancient times.
Clarification. It would appear that they once had a thriving technologically advanced society, but were wiped out by a much more sophisticated alien species.
Is there anything in the Galactic record that would verify this?
Negative. I am no library, but since there is no Republic record of this planet having sentient life before Zerka colonization, I doubt you will find such evidence.
Let's go with these builders resembling modern species. Can you clarify how long ago Tatooine was green with life?
Doubting. I don't believe he can, Master. Even if their stories are exact and unchanged, it is likely they were first told thousands of years after these events occurred. This has become very much like a creation myth for his people. There is no date. It simply was.
Can you look at me when I'm speaking to you? Ask him if these builders resemble any modern species.
Translation. Translation. He only understands the builders as an iconic force meant to test the resolve of his people. He is not making sense, Master. Clarification. They claim their stories are repeated unchanged, but they have demonized these builders. In their minds, they wreaked such havoc they could not possibly be flesh and blood.
Ask if they have an image we can compare with current species.
Cautionary. Master, this line of questioning may be interpreted as attempting to change the story.
Okay.
He may react poorly.
Let's return to my
Obedient.
questions.
I will ask whatever you wish, Master.
Continue history from where we left off.
Translation. Translation. His arrogant people touched the stars, and this sin drew the attention of the builders. The builders did not touch the stars, they lashed them to millstones. Translation. Great demons of metal stripped the world of its riches, until all that was left was the green of the ground. The great cities were lifted away. Translation. Those that had used the wealth were taken along with it. Transgressors abducted to serve past the sky, seeding the stars with penitent, adaptable slaves.
Ooh. We'll continue for now.
Translation. Translation. There came a time when the builders were also judged for their crimes. After generations, a plague weakened them, and the time of the Great War began. Translation. The builders faltered, and his people realized why they had been punished, so that they understood the crime, and would now strike down the greater offender. Translation. They worked chaos in the machines, so they destroyed themselves. The builders fought back, laying waste to the green that had been misused with fire from above. Translation. Soil became glass, grinding to sand, but the fight was long planned, and his people were safe. Deep in cave homes carved from valley wall, they were free.
Continue with the story.
Translation.
The history.
Editing, if I may, Master. This section of his tale details several millennia of the Long Walk, their nomadic wanderings as they accept their identity in a desert world. Rather than strain my circuits on his dialect, might we just assume there was much fighting over who has the biggest bantha and move on to more recent things?
No, I want to hear it all.
Resignation. Very well, Master.
Several hours later.
Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all as sand people, and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation. Then machines fell from the stars again, outsiders like you that brazenly walked apart from the land. And greater still was the insult to come. Translation. These outsiders reminded them of their past transgression, of the time when they too walked apart from land. The outsiders, your kind, looked like their ancient abducted. Translation.
Wow.
So
Same
it is
people
to
look
the
like
current
humans.
sons that the Sand people hate all outsiders and give them no footing. You come again, time after time, adaptable slaves to the machine.
Is there anything further?
Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different groups of attempted planetary settlers, all of whom are poorly described, long dead, and likely untraceable. I believe I have truncated it down to the usable bits in what was already said. I hope it is enough, Master.
I want to ask about what I've heard.
Cautionary. Remember my warning, Master. They may consider certain questions to be speaking the words in error, a blasphemy they would attempt to kill you for.
Well, we're gambling on this one. I want to ask something about the time of enslavement.
Clarification. I believe they were occupied by this technologically superior species for a substantial period. Stripping an entire planet of usable resources would have taken generations.
Yes, these people were called the Rakata. They enslaved the precursors to the Sand People and Jawas, which both ended up basically just hiding out in caves and shit until it was over after the war that they had, which is described pretty much the way I remember it. Sickness and shit all hit them, and they kind of just fucking got weakened. There was the war they had with the Sith species that didn't go their way. And so the Sand People ended up rebelling and sabotaged their machines that they were being enslaved to build. Their ships and shit, which were force powered. And they glassed the planet, but Sand People and Jawas came out in the end. How many of his people were taken off world?
Translation. Translation. He has no number. He claims that those that were taken were examples of the worst of his kind, arrogant and uncaring of the land. Doubtful, Master. This is just another distortion due to their demonization of the builders. It's like claiming an aspect of his people were taken, not actual individuals. Clearly, history has colored his view. Of course, only the inferior meatbags were taken. The remaining were his ancestors, after all. It must have been special.
Did you think it? Yeah, no. Why would the invaders have done this?
Obvious. The same reason Zerka Corporation is attempting it now. Expanding empires need tremendous amounts of resources.
Let's come about a different part of history.
Cautionary. Remember my warning, Master.
Yes,
they may
I
consider
remember.
certain questions.
Want to ask about the Great War.
Clarification. The occupying force suffered some sort of species-wide plague that lowered their numbers over time. His people used this extended weakness to sabotage their larger ships. The response of the builders appears to have been to lay waste to the entire surface of Tatooine.
They repel such a powerful species.
Doubting. They didn't, Master. They struck a blow. But the storyteller only believes they won because the builders were gone when they emerged from their caves. That does not mean they defeated anyone. It seems clear that the builders simply sterilized their problem and left. The enemy judged them not worthy to fight.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask if that's a possibility. What kind of weapon could do so much damage?
Clarification. I may not have properly conveyed how long they fought with the builders. Given time, any number of armaments could destroy a world. Hypothesis. Perhaps this is another distortion. Their climate may have begun to fail due to their unrestrained development even before the builders arrived. Looking back thousands of years later, such a shift could easily be attributed to the much-hated conquerors.
No, I'm pretty sure that Rakata actually glassed their fucking planet. How could they survive such an attack?
Hypothesis. If his people were moving away from technology for a long time under the builders, they may have had extensive cave systems.
I don't want to use
that could
Discord.
grant
Why are you
shelter.
popping up?
I would also
Get away from
suggest
me.
that, given the evidence of the massive shift in the nature of their society, most of them did not survive.
I want to ask what a different part of history.
Cautionary.
Yes, I know. Alright. Long walk. Great War?
Clarification. The
Okay, no, we just asked about that. Long walk.
impatience. Master, I refuse to inconvenience you with this. He spouted names of petty tribal fights in deserts so distant they might as well be across the galaxy. Really, Master, I'm sure it's important to him, but it has nothing of value that you could ever put to use.
We'll have to discuss this impudent HK-47.
Agreement. Of course, Master. Just no more of their inane wandering.
I'm just stressing out my droid. Let's return to my other questions.
Obedient. I will ask whatever you wish, Master.
True from where we left off.
Translation. Translation. The tribes spread far, distant from each other, but all the Sand people and all cherished the land that remained. The sand would not be misused. Translation.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything further?
Editing. The last 1,000 years are full of conflicts with different... I believe...
Yeah. Okay, I'll return later.
Translation. We are free to leave.
And now, on my honor, I can never tell anyone about this. Well, I can tell them I listened to it, but I can never, like, recite the story of the Sand People. Unless I get it perfectly right, which means HK has to be there. Well, I think that's going to be all for this episode. It doesn't seem to me that there's going to be much left, but there should still be some stuff in the city for me. But, yeah. That'll be all for this episode. So until next time, guys. Bye.